So I haven't gotten into a rut for about 6 months, and it just saved me so much time and mental energy. And when you're in a rut, you don't feel anything towards your goals, and you don't feel that same like motivation that you get when someone mentions your goals. You don't have any reason to why you should be productive, and that's why you sit all day doing nothing, scrolling through social media. And in this video, I want to help you break through. So if you're in a rut right now, I want you to break through and escape that rut. Or if you're watching this and you're not in a rut, I want you to focus on the stuff I'm going to say to you so you can prevent getting into a rut, because that's literally the worst thing that could happen to you in your productivity journey or your journey towards any of your goals. Like I said, when you're in a rut, you don't really feel anything towards your goals. You don't feel that same passion, and you don't really get motivated when thinking about your goals. So you don't really have a reason to why you should be productive, and you kind of like ditch your goals. Even if it's just temporary, you're like, oh, just for another day, just for another hour, just for another minute. And you just stay stuck in that loop. And it feels like a nightmare, honestly. When you're in a rut, you constantly need stimulation, whether it be watching YouTube, scrolling through TikTok, Instagram. You just constantly need stimulation. Even when you're cooking, whatever, you have to listen to music, you have to do all these things. Otherwise, it feels mentally painful to not be stimulated. I want you to jump into that mental pain because it won't kill you. It won't have you gasping for air on the ground. You'll be fine. Just feel it and just become familiar with it. And this is something that popped into my head while in a rut, which got me out of the rut really quick. Get used to the pain. You will get used to it eventually if you do it a lot. This actually applies to a lot of things. For example, if you're doing client acquisition, and like everyone knows that client acquisition is very painful and it's very stressful. You need to get used to the stress. You need to get used to the pain. You need to get used to being bored. You need to get used to things. It's just that first jump, that first step that is hard. But once you get past that, you're fine. You'll be fine. If you're watching this, I'm assuming that you're either in a rut and you want to get out. That is your reason. That alone is your reason. That should be your reason to sit in boredom, to sit in the mental pain of not being constantly stimulated by social media, Netflix, whatever it is. If you're watching this just for entertainment because you're in a rut and you want stimulation, I want you to get out of that rut, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't feel good. And being in a rut gets pretty depressing really quick. And you're probably not feeling very good about yourself. And even if you don't feel good about yourself, it could possibly be that you don't want to get out of that rut. I want you to get rid of the stimulation and jump in the pain despite not having a goal, despite not having a reason. And this brings me to the next point. If you're in a rut, like I said, your goals don't really mean anything. I want you to sit at your desk or wherever you sit. I want you to sit and do the work without any purpose, for no reason. Do it for no reason. Like, not for the monetary goals, not for the productivity goals. Just do it because. Even if it's painful, again, embrace the pain and get used to it. I want you to sit and do it despite not having a goal. But it's easier said than done. So the next step is, I want you to make it harder to access any of the stimulation, whether it be canceling your Netflix subscription, deleting your Instagram account. I did this a lot. Giving your game console to your mom, going outside, going to someone's house, a friend's house, and doing the work there, or doing the work in a library. So if you put it in steps, 1, make it harder to access the stimulation. 2, just jump in the pain. It won't kill you. I promise. You'll be fine. Physically, you'll be fine. Even mentally, you'll be fine. Just get used to the pain. Remember that. Get used to the pain. 3, work without purpose. Work even though you have no reason to. Work just because. Another thing that has worked for me is replacing useless entertainment like video games, Netflix, scrolling on social media, whatever. Replacing that with goal-related content, whether it be self-improvement content, business content, all these things. But when you put yourself in that box, even though it's still entertainment, you kind of like plant a seed. You kind of like gain your goals back, because you remember For most people, it started by watching a self-improvement video, or probably Andrew Tate or whatever. It probably started like that. So I want you to go all the way back to zero and start watching this type of content again. It really helps. For me, it has helped a lot of times. I strictly watch goal-related content related to whether it be business, like technical business stuff, or how to improve your life, how to do this. Plant the seed. Plant that seed for the dream to come back. Another thing is do everything little by little. I don't want you to immediately jump into 4 hours of work, of deep work, and then 3 hours of this, and then 20 minutes meditation. If you do that from the start after being in a rut, you will snap back into the rut, and it will be very brutal, and it will be for a longer time. I said this in my previous videos as well. Just do everything slowly, slowly, slowly. You know the what is it called? The rubber band theory. Like, this is who you are right now. And if you don't take baby steps, you will snap back, you know? Like, if you go all the way like this, you will snap back and you will go back. But if you go little by little, you won't snap back. I hope that makes sense. Addictions have to be replaced. You can't just stop your addiction, because when you stop your addiction, you will have extra time. And with that extra time, you will have thought. And from those thoughts, you will snap back into your addiction. So what I want you to do is, I want you to replace your addiction with something. Whether it be replacing music with reading 3 pages per day, or replacing playing video games with a 30-minute walk. Whatever it is, just replace your addictions and don't just stop. This is all I know for now. I will definitely give more advice on this once I learn more. My main addiction has been Fortnite for the past 6 years. Like, I would always grind all the way until at least level 120 every single season. In like a week. I would reach that in like a week or less. So I haven't played for a while, so it's going pretty well. But I hope you get out of the rut, or I hope you don't fall into a rut. And if you have any questions, make sure to DM me on Instagram.